daycare for fighting.
Okay, we're live, Cindy.
Fighting or fighting? Well, there's not a whole lot of difference there. But...
Hopefully he doesn't like Papa does.
Well, he already tried once.
Yeah.
Today. And that got in really quick.
Yeah.
So he had to go down there.
He's doing first week. Joanna's doing the next week, which is Jessica's mother-in-law, and then they're hiring a nanny, and this gal's they're hiring her to get 2 weeks notice. So
Either way, I think it's perfect.
Okay, we're gonna call this meeting to order.
That's hilarious.
Redevelopment Commission, January, and Joanne's passing out the minutes right now. Okey dokey. Do you want to mark who's here, who isn't?
Sure,
Joanne?
Mayor Grant, Cindy Mason,
Here?
Kaylee Carnahan,
Present.
Chris Gaylor, Tim Kimple, Sharon Nagel,
Here.
Jeff Crane.
Here.
Okay,
Great, thank you. We'll have the minutes approved if you've had a chance to look at them. Need a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, as we're moving along, at the last meeting under old business, I had shared with the board that I had talked with Ben DeSpinett from HWC regarding how we should move ahead with Cable One. And we're looking at what type of development we want out there. Do we want patio condos? Do we want patio homes? We do know that we want to keep it for the age 55 and up. Nice homes, step down for a lot of our residents so we don't lose them to Lafayette or surrounding areas. And so it was suggested that we call Ben back and say, hey, can you help us with this? And so when I called, I just said, we need help in making this happen. And so when you have an idea, we need timeframes of what we need to be doing, what type of activities we need to be doing. And so can you lead us through this? So I'm going to have Ben introduce himself.
Sure.
Ben, please.
And I'll come up front. Cindy called Friday, and we had some late afternoon conversations.
yes.
So I've actually got on the call with me Brian Stump, and Brian Stump is our community manager. He helps do very, very similar things what you all are looking to do. And so he's actually on the call. He couldn't be here in person. He was at a different meeting in the last minute, so he can always come in person.
Okay.
But for today, I want him to be on the call.
Sure.
One, so as you're talking about what you're looking for, he can hear that and get back to Cindy and you all with maybe a direction forward. So I'm Ben DeSpinett. I know several of you around the table here work for HWC. Brian as well. Brian, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Brian Stump, the Community Development Studio Lead for HWC. We are a relatively new department of the company. Our focus is on current planning and ordinances and development. My background is in landscape architecture planning, sort of all things real estate. I've done land development. I'm also a real estate broker. So we like to make things happen, I guess.
Great,
That's awesome.
great. That's what we like to see happen.
Mhm.
That's what we want.
We want to hear.
Yes, yes. Welcome.
So back in November when you reached out the first time, Brian and I kind of collaborated on that RFI type of response.
Right.
And so Brian, I guess, I know you're kind of on this last second as well, but what you and I talked about on Friday was if we can get maybe just a few minutes, if you have time tonight, a few minutes to talk about what you're looking for when you say you need help, kind of what that looks like. And Brian and I might be able to fill in the pieces too from other people that have asked for similar help. But if you want to just kind of talk about from looking at the what we sent out
What
to
you
you,
sent.
because what we sent back in November kind of listed out, and Brian helped with this, when he goes out and sends these types of communications out to developers, there's certain things they're looking for to see, is this community or is this organization really ready for us to come in? or are they just simply kicking the tires? And a lot of the good ones don't respond to the tire kickers, right?
Mhm.
They're looking for the communities that are ready to go because they've got money or they've got spaces in their development kind of plans that they want to be actionable very quickly. And so there's a few things in there as far as like documents or, what zoning and those different types of things. Do you feel like you've got that kind of all ready to go, or is that some of the things that you would need help with
I just think
preparing?
I sent this out to the board when you sent it to me, then I in turn sent it to you. I just feel that we need somebody to walk us through it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have this, this, and this?
Sure.
Yes, we've got this, this. What else do we need? I can tell you where the water line is or where the sewer line is. I can tell you where a little retention pond is. Is
Right.
that going to be big enough to accommodate what we want to do? There's some of that basic information that we do have, but I just feel that somebody walking us through that, okay, you've got this, but now you need to do this.
Okay.
That can really help. And I really appreciate Tom Pittman, a lot of times will give us a timeline.
Uh-huh.
On December 5th, you need to do this.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, and on the 12th, you need to be doing that.
Yeah.
I like that kind of direction because I want somebody that knows what the heck they're doing
Sure.
instead of me doing something or the board and coming back and saying, they're really not ready.
Sure.
I want us to be ready. When
Yeah.
we put this out there, I want us to say, okay, we're going.
Okay.
Does
Well,
that help,
it'll be
Brian?
important to it'll be important to understand like what exactly you envision the RDC's role in this. Are we just trying to activate the land? How much are you looking for the developer to do and so forth? But I totally agree with you. If having been on the other side, receiving these kind of proposals, I'm always looking at, okay, well, does this community have its act together? Do they have a timeline? Have they thought about the elements of the project so that there's just an understanding of who is going to do what and when, and really providing certainty that way as much as possible.
Well, I think part of it is, one, we don't even know what type of development we want there. Like I said, do we want the patio condos, which I think would be a 4-pod unit in my head, which would probably be more economical for the developer to put in as opposed to single home development sites. Does that change what the infrastructure is? How much of the infrastructure do we need to be putting out there? Do we have TIF money available? Yes, we do have some TIF money available. How much do we let them know that, yes, we do have that? We're going to be flexible in the land and how that is acquired by the developer.
Right.
I think we were very open, like we had talked about the patio condos, but I don't think that we were pigeonholed straight into that.
Sure.
We were definitely open to hearing some creative ideas, something that maybe we hadn't thought of,
Mhm.
and
Right.
love the idea of the patio condos because that was needed for the community.
Sure.
But maybe somebody else had a great idea that we're like, oh yeah, that's a great fit
Right.
there. We were definitely open.
And some
to
of it is
that.
market driven, right?
Right.
What they see, they can
Mhm.
have an ROI.
Yes.
and it
Yes,
fits-
yes.
absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
So so the city owns this land. I'm coming into this,
Yes.
So when we are ready to market this property, we're going to sell it to a developer and it's going to be ready to go with these parameters. Is that kind of the way we envision?
How far do we have to make it ready? What does that mean? It sounds fine. This needs to be ready to go.
Right.
Just by telling them where the sewer line comes, is that telling them that it's this ready to go? But you're going to have to bring it from the street into the development.
Ideally, you're making a partnership with somebody that you're contributing the least amount as possible, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
But enough in order to attract in a good developer.
Yes.
Correct.
And
Okay.
and I think Jeff, to you, I think we're more wanting to get this developed, and the property itself
So
can
we're
be a carrot.
proactive to somebody buying it as opposed to
No.
them coming in, buying it, and then doing this. Is that basically what we're doing? When I say proactive,
Yes,
meaning.
yes. Having the developer develop the infrastructure
Yeah, I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about just setting up the parameters for what this will be. And,
Yes, because we want to know, that's why we're doing the RFY of what,
RFI.
did I say that wrong?
It's okay.
It's I, right? RFI.
So we've been using a lot of acronyms, sorry. So
What is it? Yeah.
RFI is a request for information.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just getting information from interested parties that might want to come in
Okay.
and actually
And
put a
see what type
proposal
of
together.
development would be
Gotcha.
best
Okay.
for them and for us.
Okay.
We already kind of have some of the basics covered. We know about the water and the sewer.
Mhm.
We know about electricity. It's currently zoned correctly, right?
I'm not sure about the zoning.
Yeah, chances are for anything
Was it
within
in
the
the country?
market now, I guess,
think
how
we
big,
held
how
off
big
on
is
the
the site?
rezoning until
7 acres.
Refresh me down there.
we knew what was going there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't there a
Yeah, so I
zoning?
mean, it's big enough that you may get a couple different types of residential homes in there, right? So you could have paired patio homes, and you could have, narrow lot single family homes or so forth, depending on. So what we just did this actually at a very similar time out in Rushville, helping them with a request for qualifications from builders for a block that they had. It used to be an old school that the city, it was dilapidated, they tore it down and prepared the site and sent out the in this case, RFQ for qualifications for for someone to come in and develop homes on the site. And they left it intentionally vague, just identifying that we're open to what you believe the market will do, and that obviously needs to play well with the neighbors, but they weren't opposed to having, townhomes there or, based off the context of the site, what would work that they may not be thinking of. And I think that from the development standpoint, I would encourage you to be open to see what people think would happen, because with that large of a site, you have the potential for having more than just one type of residential building on it. And then the other part is making sure that we run the traps ahead of time so that we know what's acceptable to the community and the city council and so forth. So that if they're thinking paired patio homes and someone comes in and says, oh, on this little portion I want to put townhomes, that's not going to create a roadblock.
Well, and you were saying having a public meeting, and I think we need to have a public meeting to ferret out some of the questions that people have. But we were primarily looking at, like I said, the 55 and older house EPCON communities, basically where, the lawns are being taken care of, the outside stuff is being taken care of, where they don't have to worry about that. So they're ready to get out of that 4-bedroom, 3-bath house and go into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage or 3-car garage. We're directing this because we've got a lot of different housing going up right now. One is income driven. The other one is more for families. We're taking care of that group, the segment of the population. But the segment that we haven't addressed is the older population. And we need to look at them because they are viable community members that have expendable income that we want to keep, and expendable knowledge. They're the volunteers that we want to keep, those people in our community. So
I agree.
I guess I want somebody to come in and look at it and say, okay, group, this is what you need to do.
So would that maybe be more of would that be the RFI then? Or did Rushville do RFQ? He said?
Well, I think first it's more of a discussion of I guess, seeing what information you have, and then discussing because what I don't have right now is just a clear understanding the context of the site, what's nearby, and so forth, because that will have an influence over the type of housing that's appropriate on the site.
So you've got a golf course on one side, you've got a field on one side, you've got a nice residential area on another side, and you've got a very nice high-end residential area, more modern, on the other side. So it's got older homes that are very nice, your mom's.
Mhm.
And then on the other side, on the east side, you've got Gulf Ridge. And then on the west side, you've got the golf course.
Right.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
south.
I recognize the sign. I'm just jumped on Google Maps. It's there just south of the access to the site actually comes off of Foster Drive.
Correct.
Yes.
I think
Yeah, I know the site.
I think part of the body of work would be Brian coming and working with you all, but then looking at the site and doing maybe some of that kind of market research before you launch out the RFI. So
Yes.
the more targeted you can be, the better, right? So we don't have
Mhm.
crazy ideas that just kind of waste
Right.
your time and sometimes get people riled up over no reason,
Nothing,
right?
Right.
But as far as the public meeting, or I think in that case, we were kind of referring to like a survey, because we might need to get some information to present to these
Builders.
developers to say there is a demand. You won't have to go build it and go create the demand. There's
Right.
already existing demand for this, or this. So that's all part of what Brian can put a scope together and a fee for. And Brian,
Yeah.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but typically what we do is with RDCs, we'll put together like a retainer, an on-call retainer. There's no cost unless you use the service. Brian will put together a scope with fees associated and as tasks. And there might be some of these tasks that you say, hey, we'll take these on. Like we've got someone that does surveys and we'll do the survey piece. Like, so there might be things you say, hey, we've got this,
So
or
you
someone
can
else will do
Go
this.
with different components.
Right,
You can
you
buy
only-
different components.
Right. You can just strike off what you don't need.
Okay.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot. I just want to make sure we keep with you guys on board. I want to keep moving on it. I don't want this to sit. Which I think we've been talking about this. It just sometimes it feels like we're stalled at
Ready
times
for
too.
action.
Well,
So
it's because we don't.
we don't
don't
know.
know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
And that's
so-
what I think
Sure.
exactly what you're saying, like with Tom giving us the timeline of
Yeah.
things. That is so helpful to be able to say, okay, by this date, Kate, I need to do this, you need to do this, you are doing this type of thing. That's very helpful
Okay.
for us for sure.
Can
Yeah.
you, can you
And
do
we
that?
can do that type of game plan
Yeah,
that has that.
that would be awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so when can you come down,
Yep.
Brian?
Yeah, help me with a context question. Is Fairway Drive, is that going to be required to be extended over to the site now, or is that something that as the golf
That
course
comes from
development expands,
Mark
they'll
Little, right?
put that
Right.
street in?
That's something that we need to work on because that's not in the plan
Okay.
right now. Right now, the only access is coming in off of Foster.
Right.
The other would
Yeah.
be at some point when, there's also the potential of stirring interest as they look about development of homes around the golf course
Mhm.
and coming in from the south, so I mean, this in the future could also be a buildup or a teaser for even a bigger
Sure.
project. But I thought we need to get with Mark and say, okay, can we make that work?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I feel
Well-
like there's a lot of
Yeah.
possibilities, especially like where that Fairway Drive is. Mark has already put in a good amount of work there, but he has the spots where he's just like stopped the concrete, where
Sure.
it's very easily to
Take it on.
keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
And actually, that would be in 1, 2, 3 directions. Actually, he has that just ready to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can see that the intersection's been installed. So
Right.
it's just a matter of extending the street to the west and the south. And
Mhm.
Right.
I just look at, having dealt with sites like this before, you're going to get everyone riled up that lives north of the site. They're all coming in off of David Drive to get back to the.
That would be me. I live on Foster Drive, and I would have a concern about that.
But we don't pay any attention to her.
Yeah. That sounds like normal.
Very good. Well, it sounds like,
So I already know who the marginalized people are on the board.
so Brian, do you think it's reasonable to, over the next 2 weeks, put a scope together and get them something that they can have for their next meeting?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Okay.
Our next meeting is
I will be, so who do I need to talk to for follow-up questions? Because there's no doubt as I get into this, that there will be.
Me,
Yeah, I'll share Cindy's contact info with you.
Okay.
our next meeting is February 7th is when that will be, right? Is that correct?
First Tuesday of the month?
second
First
Tuesday.
Monday
but
of the
this is-
month.
Second
Oh,
Monday.
second
Monday.
Second Monday of the month. Okay.
Well, listen, I just go by
The 9th, February 9th.
February 9th?
Mhm.
Did I say the wrong thing?
It's the 9th.
Okay.
It sounds good to me.
All right. Well, thank you all. Thanks for the time.
Brian, thank you for buzzing in with
Good to see
us.
you, Ben.
Thanks, Brian.
No, no problem. Thank you very much.
Thanks, bye.
And thank you so very, very much. I really
Yes,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Thanks, Brian. We'll talk later.
I need to get a copy of this, because I don't think
I don't have, I just pulled up these on our
I
email.
heard the email.
Do you want me to send an
Or I
email
can
to you?
take a picture. I can actually do that.
Is this your? Is that right? Okay,
So is it-
I'm gonna forward this to you.
Well, if it's in there,
It should be in there, but mine took a little bit to find.
what date is it?
November 9th.
I mean,
I don't mind sending it to you, manager. I don't mind sending it to you.
November 9th.
You emailed it to me too.
It's, let's see, I'm seeing if
I
you
don't
want it.
know.
Yes,
I will,
it was
but I will.
NEGELE at AOL. Is that right?
Yeah, that's my one. I don't look at as much.
I can forward this on again. Do you guys want it again? I get that way you could just,
Yes, please.
I could do that.
Can you send it to?
Yeah, you have a different email? Yeah, what's one?
Sharon
SHARON.
at Wolf's,
Stupid.
WOLFS chocolate.com.
It's a short one.
You know, it's always hindsight. You do that.
Do you use
My web-
apostrophe?
That's my website. No. Can't do it. Can't use apostrophes.
Oh,
That would be a big no-no, on an email address or a website address.
Did that come from Mark?
CHOCOLETE.com.
Correct.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Yeah, there's this, there, I'm
I
gonna,
get
I'm gonna
much
push
shit.
that
I'm
in.
gonna
there.
resend it
What-
again.
what day was it?
November 9th.
November 9th.
So I'm gonna
Miss stuff.
forward that into today's.
I
so
said, I just did
it's
it
so
again,
far back.
Jeff, so
It was
hopefully it worked.
November 9th. that it was sent
I
to
just
you.
sent it, Sharon, so if it didn't come through, let
Okay.
me know.
Okay,
So it should be popped back up.
and the next meeting is February the 9th
At 5.
at
Yes.
5.
I'm excited. That sounded it.
I'm excited too. I'm excited about moving forward.
Yeah, for sure.
To make sure that it's, we make that one way so they all go by your
This
house.
is
I'm gonna
that email, just,
Okay, so you got it.
Kaylee, I
You got it? Okay, good. Okay, good.
yeah. it's
Sometimes I do not spell things correctly, so I was like, just in case, double check and make sure
You
you
get to drop off four of your kids off at once.
One way. Actually, it's not a bad idea to go one way out there, anyways. But I don't know if anybody else would like. I basically drive it as a one way, anyways. Just saying.
Okay, so that's, we just addressed old business and created some new business, which I think is exciting. Did we get our spending plan, did we get that all set and,
Yeah.
okay,
It was all uploaded by December 1st, and I even included that budget with the city budget, so
She was on it.
we're all good.
good,
We're all
good, good, good. Does anybody have any other old business? I think some old business, new business is just moving forward with Shepherd's Landing. And Jed, do you want to say anything about that? That's, isn't it?
Tom stretched out the schedule and I'm not sure what the,
Do we have a new developer for out there?
no.
We had one, and then they backed out.
The
That
funding
the
has
first.
been approved through the grant.
Mhm.
I believe that Harrison's is going to go ahead and move forward with the infrastructure
Mhm.
aside from a single developer. But I think that they're, and I don't want to speak out of turn for them, but I think the last plan that I heard was instead of a single developer putting in the infrastructure, building the houses and selling all the lots, would be for them to put in the infrastructure, subdivide, and have lots available for sale. Now,
Okay.
they may build some model homes there that they would sell.
Mhm.
But I think that if you wanted to build a house out there, you could approach them and buy a lot and build a house with your own
Whoever
builder.
you want.
But it would still have to be built to spec, whatever the specs for the subdivision are. So you can't put a double wide out there or something. There's going to be some specifications.
So similar to what Mark Little did when he had those lots
Exactly.
available,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Tim,
I think I had heard the end of January, they wanted to start actually moving forward on that, so.
that's exciting.
Money's going to be available to them. So, and they've got a window that they have to start moving. So I don't doubt the end of January, we're probably seeing dirt move out there.
Okay, great.
Tim just messaged me and said that the safety evaluation of 28 pedestrian walkway is tentatively planned to start in July. So is that what we were talking about out that direction?
Right.
Okay.
That's the
Right.
walkway from essentially where you turn to go back to your house
Mhm.
off of 28, clear on out to Taco Bell
That'll be nice. That would be
to
interesting.
develop a sidewalk along there.
That would go all the way to the golf ridge,
That might
that
be,
subdivision.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
that
Yeah.
would be nice.
I could
You
ride
see a
my
lot
bike
of
all the way
people
there.
walking out there.
well, I think one thing that is worth moving forward on too, and I think after talking with this Brian and Ben, is contacting Mark and seeing, but I think I'm gonna wait on guidance from them on, before approaching Mark. But I think if we could get that roadway coming in that way, it would really be beneficial.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So at this point, I really don't have anything else. We're
Wow.
only,
Really,
That does not happen.
I know. I didn't know how long Ben was gonna take.
Do we feel like it's a good idea to at least hear what their scope would be on all the different work and then see, do we have that in the budget, right? Because that would be under administrative, right? That we could hire them? for
well, we
that?
budgeted 188,000 total.
So I think but
I think it was
we
100.
definitely wanna say, okay, what do we wanna go with? We wanna look at that and see what they're
Right,
proposing.
when I feel like, I know this sounds bad, not that we need to be handheld, but at the same time, hold my hand and tell me what I need to do.
Exactly,
Like,
because
to
that's
do
what
it
they
the right
do.
way, yeah, to do it the right way to get the right people in.
Finalize that, which is the same as council.
Anything else?
So are they hired or is there a vote to hire them?
I think they're gonna give us that, they're gonna
They're
come
gonna
up
give us a
with a
proposal.
quote.
They're gonna give a
Right.
proposal.
At that point, then we would.
You would
make the-
decide,
Yeah.
yeah, then you decide to,
Okay.
So probably at the next meeting.
Yes. I mean, that's my thought too.
What's that?
That's my thought too at the next
Okay, yeah,
meeting.
yeah, yeah.
And hopefully they can send us out their information prior, that we can have that to go on before they actually come.
I think it sounded like that's what he was shooting for, because he was asking to have that done in a
Couple
couple
weeks.
weeks, if they could get it to us,
Right.
possibly a couple weeks before the meeting, so that gives us a chance to look over it.
Right.
And keep in mind that the budget spending plan can be revised, so if need be, that can be updated at any point in the year. It's the budgeting, RDC money or TIF money is brand new, literally. 2025 was the first year that you had to even upload a spending plan. So the requirements are a little bit more flexible than what they are for the city budget. You don't have the requirements and timelines that you do with the city budget.
Okay.
And the spending plan for the RDC is due December 1st, and the budget for the city is due the end of October.
Okay.
So they don't even line up.
Right. Okay.
But it's just a matter of, and when we do that, we have to upload it to Indiana Gateway, and that can be modified at any point by a vote of the RDC, and then we just upload it.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Well, a couple questions. I'm gonna be gone in February. Can I